Hello, hello, hello. It's Shirley Ross, Rockin' Artist, and today I'm going to share with you how I created my vision board overlay. It is a 10.5 square. It will be matted onto a black 11.5 square, and then that will be matted on a white 12 by 12 for my layout. This will be the cover or the first page in my 2024 book. My plan is to do a layout once a week. That's my plan. I've got a plan. All right, so let us first start with, knew I wanted to do an overlay. I knew I wanted to have photo wells. You can put photos in here. I chose not to. You'll see that when I share the layout at the end. And I knew I wanted it to say something about the new year in the front center, and I was lucky to find a really cool Happy New Year image in the image gallery. I do have access, so I do like having that, but you can always just purchase whatever you need. So I decided to do a 5-inch square in the center, and then that I will weld in there, so I'll show you how I did that. So really all I needed was the free shapes. I am going to be using a Cricut font. This one I like to use when I'm doing welding of letters because it works really well for welding just one part of the letter. And I will be using, I found some text that I like. Some of these are actually text that I typed in, like my word. The 2024 was an image, the create was an image, and then this I did a copy and paste into text and picked a font I liked. So I'll go into more detail on that. I won't actually go and find all those and bring them in. I'll just share with you how to attach them in the end. So let's slide this out of the way. So it's over here. All right, and let's start with this. And the one thing I like to do is I like to position it on the canvas at 1 and 1, just in case I want to do some precise positioning with images. So that just helps. So I'm going to make this 10.5. And it should, because it's a square, I didn't have to unlock it and do all that because it proportionally sized itself. I'm going to change it to white, and that's just, I usually always change it to a lighter color. That just helps me when I add things on top. You can really see them better if it's a lighter. Just pick a lighter shade. Now I'm going to duplicate this square. All right, and then this one I'm going to make it 5 inches because I want to slice out that out of the center so I can bring this in. So I'm going to hold down my left mouse and select just those 2 items because you can only have 2 items when you slice or do other things. But I want to arrange it first because I want it centered. So I'm going to go up here. I'm sorry. Align it. I want to align it first. Whoops. And so I want to center it in the center. There we go. Before I slice it, then I'm going to come down here and hit slice. And I'm going to click off. All right. Now I use slice because even though slice does leave you up, sorry about that. I didn't have the slice section picked. It still had the big one. So there we go. There we are. I just want to delete the center. Okay, hang on a second. It is doing something. Sometimes the Cricut just gets carried away. And then we'll delete this one. All right, deleted that. Make sure I deleted both of them. Okay, so now you see I just have the slice result, which is the frame. Now I'm going to take this one. I want to make it 5 inches. And I want to proportionally it to 5 inches because if I just typed 5 in one side, then it would not be 5 by 5, which is what I need it to be. So it's 5 inches and 5 inches, and it still looked really good. Then I'm going to slide it over here. I'm going to arrange it to the front. Okay. All right, now I am going to select those two. Again, I'm holding down my left mouse and just selecting those two. I want to, again, I want to align it to the center. And then this time I want to weld it. All right. It'll just be a second here. We know it welds when, there we go. And so now you see how it has become the center. That was perfect. You can't always find an image that fits that perfectly into what you're doing as far as welding it into a center like that. But this one was perfect, and I'm glad I chose that one. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is I want to do the photo wells. So again, we're going to go to shapes. These are the free shapes. We're going to pick a square. It'll be just a moment. There we go. And I want to make them 2 1/4. So I'm going to put 2.25. All right. Now I am going to line it up down here, and I'm going to duplicate. I'm going to line one up over here. What I wanted, I'm just eyeballing it. There are times when I want it to be specific, and I could say I want it to be at this position. However, on this one, I just eyeballed it just to get kind of where I wanted it. And the key one are the 2 on the outside. The key images. I want those 2 for sure. I'm going to grab the center piece, take it out. Now I'm going to select these. All right. And I want to hit the align. All right. First thing I want to do is to align them at the bottom so they're straight. All right. The next thing I want to do is I want to distribute them horizontally. Now they have an even space between them. So when I bring that back in, I like that a lot. Okay, so I'll move this out of the way again. Now I'm going to select these, and I am actually going to weld them. The reason I'm welding them is I want them to be one image so I can use a slice with them. So I clicked on weld. Give it a minute. All right, so now they are one image weld result. All right, so I'll bring this back over. Let's see if we can. I want to align this horizontally. There we go. So it's even on each side. And if you want to slide it down some, you can. It just depends on how you want it to go. Now, I want to go ahead and duplicate this because we're going to slice it out of the top too. So I'm going to move that over there. And again, I'm holding down the shift key. I'm holding down the left mouse button, and then I am going to slice. And that will take the first set of photo wells. All right, slice result is there, so we can delete and delete. And I could have used one of the ones, I'm going to bring this to the front. I could have used one of the ones from the that we sliced out to do this top if I wanted, but I chose to duplicate it to be sure I had it. Okay, so again, we're going to select this. Again, we're going to align it. I want to align it horizontally again, and that's just so they're even on the top and the bottom. All right, and then we are going to do another slice. See how quickly this comes together when you start playing with these overlays. Overlays are so easy. All right. Delete that one and that one. All right, so now we have the basics done. We have the center, we have the photo wells. Now we're going to do the words. Excuse me. So I'm going to bring in a text. I'm going to leave it the Cricut Sans because that's one I like when I'm doing this. And then you can type in. I'm doing it in all caps because I want it to weld at the bottom. And if you do it in lowercase, you know, sometimes your Y's and your G's will come below the line. Where if you're doing it in all caps, then it will, excuse me, it will work better without things hanging. All right, so now we're going to make it smaller so it will fit. Now, the one thing that I did do was once I got it lined up in there, I zoomed in. I have it at 50%. That way I can see the whole layout, the whole screen. Let me move everything back over here. There we go. But sometimes when I'm working with the smaller items, I want to make the screen a little bit smaller or a little bit larger so I can see. Now I want it to touch at the bottom. That's good. Now, one thing I did do was I did look at the size, the width, so that when I typed the others, I made sure the width was the same on all of them. Now you can go ahead and type in all your words at one time. You don't have to do this one at a time. And what I did was I just duplicated. I'm not going to do all of them so that you don't have to sit here and watch, but I will do a couple. Slide that one down here. Okay. And we're going to make this one family. And like I said, I went up here. That one was 1879, I think. So I'm just going to change that to 1.879. Now, you notice it made it smaller as far as the height was not the same. So I unlocked it. Let me first click over here. The height on this one is 0.56. So we're going to unlock. We're not going to worry about the proportional part of it. We're going to make this 5.6. Let's not make it 56. Let's make it 0.56. All right. So then it's the same height. That looks smaller because the letters are closer together. You have more letters. That happens that way. But at least the heights will all be the same. So again, once you have them all typed in, then just select it and hit the weld. So you come over here to combine and click on weld. And give it just a moment. It's welded. All right. Now, after I did all that, then I wanted to add the words. And I'm just going to go ahead and type in some text. All right. The one thing I want to make sure is that it has a writing feature because I want it to write and not cut. Now, something I noticed when I was doing some of them, it changed it to a basic cut. So once you've done all this and you've put it together, check over here and make sure anything that you want to write says draw. All right. So let's just do, this was 20. Let me get in there. There we go. 2024. All right. And then we'll just slide it over. And we'll size it so it fits in there. I just want you to see how I'm going to attach. And when you're going to move, it's best if you try to grab and kind of where that plus sign is in it, the middle, because sometimes I've noticed it will size. Okay, put it where you want. And again, put all of your text on at one time. And then select the item. And this time you're going to do the attach. All right, and when you attach it, then over here you'll see it says draw, and then the weld is a basic cut. So there you go. That is how I did created my 2024 vision board front page for my 2024 album. I'd love to for you to try it. So have a great day. Enjoy your Friday and have fun with your Cricut. Bye. Hello, hello, hello. Shirley Ross, Rockin' Artist, and this is the finished product for the Design Space Friday vision board. As you can see, I did not put any photos in. I just left it with the different words that I put in there, and I did add some liquid pearls. I used my gel pen, bring it up a little closer, and a ruler, and did a little bit of an outline around the outside edge. I really like the just black and white look. I had thought about maybe coloring in the hearts on the Create, but I'm just not sure. I think I may just leave it this way. But I appreciate you coming and seeing my video, and I hope you enjoyed what you learned today. Thank you very much. Shirley Ross, Rockin' Artist.